Hey everyone, Dapper Dinosaur here. Welcome to the first episode of Power Rangers Jungle Beasts. For some reason, I don't have the Jungle Beast part up there, but you know what? That'll be fixed for next time. It was there in the opening credits. It's off in the top left. You get it. It's not a big deal. I am joined today by 4 players. Well, we do have one absentee. He'll be joining in later on. We are going to start with introductions real quick. So we're going to go in the order that you guys see on screen: Black, Blue, Red, and White Rangers. So Black Ranger, you're up.
Hi, my name's Casey. I play the Black Ranger, David Tran.
All right. Claire? Well, sorry, Blue Ranger, Maddie, I don't know. You know what I mean.
It's all right. Hey team. I'm Maddie. I am playing the Blue Ranger on this. That is Claire Masters. Other places you can find me on the internet. I DM every other Wednesday over on Cheshire Vic's channel, Guns, Magic, and Steel, which is a D&D 5th edition actual play show. Dapper plays in that one, so does TV Lane, Gossip Gibbon.
Do a really bad
Hogan.
Scottish accent.
Yeah, not as bad as mine. We discovered that one. So, and otherwise you can find me doing some science communication over on, mostly on my own channel, Science Side Up. So I'm kind of everywhere, but I'm super excited to be, again, I'm playing the Blue Ranger. Her name is Claire Masters. I'm excited for you guys to get to meet her.
All right, Red Ranger.
Hey, it's Smitty. Y'all know me. I'm playing the Red Ranger Bonker, and my goal is to take my stick and bonk things open and into pieces and such.
I feel like there's a fair chance that you're going to succeed at this.
Yeah, I built my character around it.
All right, Gary.
Hi, I'm TD Lane. I'm playing Gary Ford. Stands for Fixer Repair Daily. Bet you didn't know that.
Not only did I not know that, I'm not actually sure that your character's last name is really an acronym. It seems unlikely.
I don't know. You tell me.
Good point. All right, well, thank you guys for that. So, without further ado, we're going to actually just jump into things. So, let me set the scene here. Gary, Claire, and David are all in a motorboat, and they have just taken off from the port in Manaus, Amazonas, Brazil, and they were going up the Rio Negro, which is one of the 2 major things that comes together to form the Amazon River downstream. It's called the Black River because it has very dark, very, very dark water. And so, you guys, let me know, what is your reason for being on this trip, and do a little bit of introduction because you guys are just meeting for the first time. So, David, what's your reason for being on this boat?
My sister is a avid conservatorist, and she cares about the wildlife and looking for insects in the Amazon. And she has gone missing. I'm here to find her as a Brazilian police officer. I've taken it my duty to take some time from being a police officer to find my sister.
In probably a different state, or do you live in the state of Amazonas?
I live in Brazil. I live in the capital city of Brazil, so I've made my way this way.
Often, someplace else you wouldn't even have jurisdiction. I like it.
Yeah, that's why I took some time away to make sure I can find my sister.
Okay. Let's see. Claire, why are you on this boat?
So Claire is in like full tourist gear, right? She's got a camera around her neck, a really big brimmed hat. She's got a fanny pack, a really big water bottle. She's ready to go. And is, to anyone who will listen, is talking really excitedly about all the different wildlife she's seen. So Claire is here because she is she's a college student. She's majoring in biology, and she had the opportunity to do a year abroad in Brazil, and she's so excited to come down and see and learn about all of the local wildlife.
All right. Gary, why are you on this boat?
Yeah, Gary is a botany student at a undisclosed college somewhere in the United States. He's currently doing research on flora here in Brazil.
If you don't tell me which college it is, I'm just going to rule that it's Stone Canyon Community College.
Mm,
You don't have to tell me now. You have to send it to me later, though.
Because cool.
If it goes too long and it at some point becomes a thing that we need to know where your school is, and you haven't told me, it's going to be Stone Canyon Community College. Not even Angel Grove, Stone Canyon.
Just give me a minute, okay?
All right, so you guys set out, and it's about midday. It's pretty hot. It's very humid. You guys are probably fanning yourselves and trying to avoid mosquitoes. You're only somewhat successful with that. But hey, that's all right. You guys are all up to date on your malaria shots, right?
Taking the malaria preventative medication, of course.
Right.
As there does not currently exist a vaccine for malaria.
Or does there in Power Rangers universe?
That's fair. I don't know about the Power Rangers universe.
Okay. So, by the way, we'll actually talk about that just a little bit, just for the sake of the audience. We are playing in a game world where essentially every season of Power Rangers has already occurred, except RPM, Dino Charge, and SPD. The reason SPD hasn't happened is because it's going to be happening like 5 years from when we're doing this. However, for those of you who are interested, New Tech City does exist, and everyone is aware that there are at least a few aliens who now live on Earth that have come in through the spaceport at New Tech City. So, there you go. All right, so it takes quite a while to get as far upstream as you really want to, because you're trying to get away from the city. And so there's a guide who's, driving the boat and explaining different things like, oh, hey, you hear that bird call? Well, that's a whatever toucan or something like that. And so, but as it's getting late, the guy says that he's going to suggest that we put the boat to shore, and then there's a spot that he knows of where there's a great place to set up some shelters, because he brought tents for everyone, as was advertised. It's a full day and night and next day in the jungle, which, always good. So you guys start setting up, get led into the jungle, and I want everyone to take some alertness checks.
First
Oh
roll.
no,
But
rolling,
Gary-
my only weakness.
But Gary doesn't get to because he needed to BRB, so take that, Gary. Gary is purposefully walking with his eyes closed to see what happens.
How do you roll?
So there are a few options. One is you can simply type a /R space and then the kind of roll that you need. The other option is you may in fact click on the character sheet and there will come up a dialog box which will ask a few different questions, and then when you answer them, it will roll for you.
Yes, you must play 20 questions before you can roll.
So r/ what you said. Got it.
So if you need to roll a 1d20 plus 1d4, you just type /R space 1d20 plus 1d4, and there you go.
Did I do
I
it,
rolled
Dad?
14.
You did.
Dang.
And this is very important because I played in a play test with that Dapper DM'd, and I didn't know alertness was an important skill, and I never
reverse-
rolled above like a 5.
Tita Lane, reverse the R. You got it all. There you go.
Yes, you made 2 errors there, TD or Gary. It's /r, not r/. This isn't Reddit.
Yeah,
And also, it's not
I
14,
realize.
it's 1d4. Because that would have just added 14 to whatever your die roll was, which I would have balked at, I promise.
Boffed, I say.
Balk. B-A-U-L-K.
Balked, I say.
Yeah, there you go.
Too fast for my own good. We
Okay.
already know this.
So, let's see. So Claire notices that the jungle seems awfully quiet for being, like 5 or 6 hours travel from the city upstream. And
Yeah.
also, there are unusually large monkeys that you can spot every once in a while, not really making sound, which is unusual, but also just kind of jumping around here and there.
I would like to point the monkeys out to everyone, if that's acceptable.
Sure.
Um,
Well, I mean, I guess it's up to them.
yeah. Well, listen, this is what Claire's gonna do. Y'all can choose to listen or not. My goodness, you guys, look. That's the Southern Mariki. Oh my goodness, aren't they just I'm so excited I get to see them. And she takes her camera out and takes like 5,000 pictures.
I hope they don't bite and come too close.
Oh no, they're not gonna bite. What? They mostly eat fruit. Just
Only
like
thing I know about monkeys is from the YouTube videos of them stealing things and what have you.
Claire, could you take a science check? And if you have any specializations about primates or any subgrouping of primates, you can use your expertise with that, if you do have it.
okay, I don't have that expertise, but is it just a smarts roll?
There should be a science skill.
Yep, found it. Sorry, there we
Okay.
go.
I'm like,
No, I
am I
actually-
misremembering which skills exist in this game? Which, yes, will
No.
happen. That I promise that will happen at some point.
Oh
Ooh.
no! I'm so excited taking
Alright.
pictures that I just can't even come up with any fun facts about them.
Let's see. You know what? We'll let Gary get something in because, he's in a biology field, but he's not very familiar with animals. So, Gary, if you could take a science check, but you're going to have a snag because it's pretty far outside of your area of expertise, and this is not a very well-known thing that people just know about.
Good monkeys, nice monkeys.
Fun. What would the snag be again?
DL1 after the 2d20. 2d20, I believe, DL. No, actually, just DL, then plus 1d4, or whatever your skill is.
Say that again, please.
/R space 2d20 DL plus your skill die. You can also use the character sheet.
The character sheet is confusing though.
Wow. That is the lowest roll you could have possibly rolled.
Wow.
Impressive. No, you don't know anything about what's going on.
Sorry. I'm just paying attention to the trees.
That's okay. I mean,
What's this about?
Yeah.
Manatees? Was it? I don't know. Not paying attention to you people.
okay. So you guys start pitching up some tents and getting out mosquitoes netting, and there's a little spot for a fire. And then you have anything that you want to say to each other before we do more events? Any getting to know your soon-to-be teammates?
This jungle is really vast. Someone could get lost in here just by walking around just for 5 minutes.
Yeah, when you're hiking in the wilderness, it's really important to have all the correct gear. And she like opens her fanny pack and she's got like a GPS, a like water purification tablets, something, all that kind of stuff. I used to be a junior guide for the national park near where I grew up.
So if the guide left us, you'd be pretty good at helping us wander through the jungle.
I mean, I'd be pretty uncomfortable here. I've never been here before, and it is a jungle, but it shouldn't be too hard to follow the river back.
You know what? If we get lost, I'm going with you first.
All right. So, as the sun is getting closer to setting, you hear a thunderous noise, and it is coming from the south. And as you check there, first you don't see anything, but then you see a sort of dull, yellowy brown shape that kind of is shaped like a fork with an American football on top. It's very strange.
What is that?
Well, like the head of a fork with an American style football on top. And you hear it sounds kind of like an airplane. And it's in the sky, and it flies very close overhead in a very short amount of time. It's going extremely fast.
Where's that going?
So at this point, anyone who has actually, I guess we can just do everyone. So why don't you guys take a science or a culture check, and you can choose whichever skill is higher for you. And if it doesn't matter, then just roll with whatever thing you got.
Science!
If you're rolling manually, do remember that if you are untrained, you have a snag. And so we're going to talk about what snags are while some people roll, because people watching might not be familiar with the Power Rangers role-playing system. So the basic way rolls are made is you have a skill die, which is based on how many points you put into that skill. It is rolled with a 1d20 together with that skill die, and that is your roll when you add them up. And that has to meet a difficulty set by the GM. Snags are basically the exact same thing as 5e disadvantage. You roll 2d20s, pick the lower one, and edge is exactly the same as advantage in the in the D&D 5e system. You just roll 2d20 and take the higher. Okay. Well, Player Masters with a 20. Yeah, so that's definitely not a human spaceship, and you seem to remember hearing something or remembering something about the name Quadrifighter, which at some point around the turn of the millennium was a space fighter used by the Machine Empire, who fought the Zeo Rangers, primarily in Angel Grove. Angel Grove was busy for a while there.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a Quadrifighter? That's what it's called?
Yes. I don't know why,
Okay.
it just is.
Okay. Guys, that's a Quadrifighter.
Could you tell me what that is? I'm not very good with ships.
It's like an alien ship, but like the bad guy aliens from a long time ago. I was just a little kid.
Which one?
Which one?
There's a lot of bad aliens out there.
I don't remember. I know the Power Rangers fought them, but
that, oddly enough, doesn't help. But maybe if we should check it out.
I think we probably should. Can I turn to the guide? And since I speak Brazilian Portuguese among many languages,
Yes.
can I like chat with him in Portuguese? And just kind of ask like, is this as surprising to you as it is to us? Do you know what's going on? That kind of thing.
He does look very surprised, and he does say that he's never had a spaceship fly overhead before. But then again,
Okay.
It's only been recently that spaceships have been approaching Earth and not have hostile intent. It's been pretty recent that's ever happened, so he doesn't know. He also does not recognize it as a Quadrifighter.
Okay. I guess my other question for him would be, like, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. Does he have a way of communicating back to, like, a group of the authorities, right? That there's an alien vessel here and we're more than a little freaked out about it?
Unfortunately, this far out of the city, he doesn't. He's definitely not wealthy enough to own or maintain a satellite phone, and that is the only option this far out.
Okay.
I pull out my walkie-talkie and see if it has any signal, but I already suspect this far out it probably won't, but I do it anyway because it's like
Well,
ingrained.
so your walkie-talkie only reaches, within the limit of its.
Sure.
So no,
But I try to do it anyway. It's like,
you
damn.
don't get anything. However, could you actually? You know what? You just know this. Yeah. So there's a spaceport in New Tech City for a reason, and that's because that's the region that friendly spaceships are allowed to approach from, and that's thousands of miles away. So this spacecraft is not authorized to be on Earth, at least not in this location.
Yeah, there's a very real chance, guys, that this could be hostile life.
I think we should check it out. Just get some information and I mean there should be communication on that ship. Maybe we can get help from New Tech City.
It'd take longer to go back than to go forward.
Alternatively, we could make first contact with somebody that doesn't know the rules of space travel here on Earth. Exciting.
Well, if you guys decide to check it out, I will have we'll take some alertness checks and see if you can figure out which way to head and how not to get lost while doing it. Fortunately, you have a guide, so you're going to get edge on this because
this is at night, right?
It's getting late.
I'm going to take a torch with me if the fire's already lit. If not, flashlight.
All right, you can go with flashlights, which, by the way, are called torches in some varieties of English. So you're still taking a torch. Anyway, yeah. Oh goodness, getting a critical success.
Yeah,
why did you click twice?
Crit on my skill die. Oh no!
Hey, I got something. Okay.
You can actually roll again, but I'm curious. I'm seeing two. Oh, the 20 was a science check. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So with a critical success, you easily find the direction of the spacecraft and are in fact not lost. And as you are approaching that location, you come across a stone structure, which is unusual because there aren't many ruins that you know of that are supposed to be in this area. And it's sort of pyramided. And there are 4 figures, but you can't really make them out very well. It's getting dark, and they're pretty distant. But one of them looks to be upwards of 8 feet tall.
That's not any animal that lives in these in this jungle.
And I pull my gun out.
Okay.
Because what the hell? What the heck?
Okay. Would you guys like to approach stealthily, hang back? What would you like to do?
I stay with the group. I shadow their movements, whatever they decide to do.
Okay, Claire, Gary.
Gary's just following everybody else.
Okay, I guess it's up to Claire then. Claire, you're the leader now.
Congrats.
I like to point out that she's like 19 years old.
Oh, in that case, David steps up and
okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Claire looks to what the cop does.
The cop gets in front and surveys the area with his gun held up because he doesn't want to point anything until he knows what the heck to point it at.
Okay, so why don't you guys all take infiltration checks?
Okay, I don't have that, so what do I roll?
That's going to be /R space 2d20 DL.
Big rolls here. Big rolls.
So /R 2d20.
Then
what
DL.
Else? That can't be right.
No, it shouldn't be. Oh, it's because you put a space in there. You shouldn't have done that.
Okay, /R space 2d20. than
DL.
DL.
But I'm going to take the 14 anyway. But you can do
That's
it now
funny.
just to check.
Yeah, just to get used to it.
All right. So you guys are
That's
able.
better.
You guys are able to get pretty reasonably close, close enough that I'm going to switch you to the appropriate map.
Oh.
So
Yeesh.
feel free to move your tokens to around where you might want in case combat breaks out, within about 10 or 15 feet of where you were placed right now.
I'm
And
just
keep in mind that
myself
despite your
going.
tokens being morphed, you guys are not Power Rangers currently, and you do not have morphers, and you are not morphed.
Okay.
Which also means you don't have access to your ranger weapons.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you get closer, you hear some chatter. It's hard to make out, but it definitely does not sound like it's English. And
Do I
Claire-
recognize
Claire, you do not. I was going to say it anyway.
it?
I whisper, "Stay behind me. Stick close to the trees. Be
So-
careful."
We're going to cut away for a second. We're going to go talk to Bunker. Bunker, what are you up to? Smitty?
Sorry, I was muted. I don't know. What am I up to?
Well, you are currently at what is basically our version of the command center, which I'll put up a little bit of on screen. So what do you fill your day with? Is it training exercises? Is it weapon drills? Is it reading? What are you doing?
The first two, not the third one. I train, and I train, and I train. I run through combat protocols, I guess I should say.
Okay. So on a console, a red light starts to flash. And a big bluish head appears made out of little tiny holographic dots projected into a tube. And it says, "Bunker. We have a possible security risk on the surface.
Yes.
I need you to check it out.
I better go check it out.
Take your morpher."
You got it. Alrighty.
Okay.
I mean, affirmative.
Both are acceptable. All right, so everyone else, you see a flash of light at the center of the stone structure, and out steps a guy who is now surrounded by what is definitely a security risk. Does anyone have any reaction to that?
Sorry, could you explain? Is that from our point of view, or
Yes, from your point of view, that's what you guys saw.
Okay. So we just see a guy like teleport in?
Yep.
Who's that?
shh, quiet?
At that point, everyone turns to look. And then the big tall guy says something under his breath. Or actually, sorry, not under his breath, in a gravelly voice. And then the three people who look very much like Power Rangers turn to the person who just teleported in. And one glances back at you, and they decide that there's going to be some initiative rolling. That's what they decide.
Okay, so you want us to roll for initiative?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I pressed the initiative button. I think that'll do it. Nope, nothing happens. Using
Go back to your
specializations.
main
Yes,
roll
no.
20 screen because you've
No,
got
it's-
to
It says
answer 20 questions.
Yeah, using specializations. No, right?
Correct.
Wow, I finally get a good roll.
Wait, why do I have an auto snag on initiative?
Do you not take a point?
I swear I took a point in initiative. Oh, son of a nutcracker! I put it on infiltration instead of initiative.
Oh, well, then
Hey,
you should be able to mouse over and see what you actually got.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, I'm just
Hey!
going to put it on normal, and I'll fix that after the stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ow.
I
Oh,
did a
shoot.
thing.
So I got a 10, but I forgot to select my token because I'm so good.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. I will select your token for you and add a turn. And sorry, guys, this is the
Thank
slow
you.
part of combat. And let's see. You got
Oh no,
a
I
turn.
got a 2, Dapper.
Oh, a
On
2.
my
Well,
initiative.
that's very honest
Yeah.
of you. And this is also wrong. But
Honesty is
Oh.
power.
Yeah, no, never mind. We're good.
let's see. Got a... What did I even roll? Oh, there we go, 13. By the way, guys, you are going to see names up here that are provisional. They're just literally the random names that Roll20 came up with. And that's not necessarily because they don't have names, so much as it is because you guys don't know them. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Works for me.
Okay, 5. And who am I missing? There I am. That's what I'm missing. Oh. Apparently I didn't select the token, so it's complaining at me. Sorry about that, guys.
Something, something, retirement, something, something.
Right?
Easy
Yeah.
win.
Okay, so first up, Bonker, did we get a roll from you?
Sorry, am I in the same place as these guys or what?
Yep.
We have two different
That was you who
perspectives
teleported.
going on.
No, that was you who teleported.
Okay, I didn't know if it was that gold bear looking guy.
Goldar.
Dapper, as a
That's why I
heads
was
up,
wait.
from my perspective at least, there's a lot of, like, I think that's the dynamic lighting, but there's these, like, really big black, like, columns that extend.
Line of sight, I think.
Yeah, those are your line of sight.
That's my line of sight. Oh, sorry. Okay. Because that makes... Okay.
If you wiggle your token around a little bit, you'll see them change.
Oh, okay. I'm going to stand there so I actually saw Bunker come in. Or Bonker come
Bunker.
in.
But you don't know his name yet. So, all right,
Okay.
Bunker, did you get a initiative roll?
Alright, do I use specialization? Or I have to take a perk for that?
You would need to have a specialization in initiative, and I don't know that any exist.
Okay, cool. No specialization. Let's see here.
Most of the time, the answer to all the questions is just no.
No. Difficulty? I guess you determine that.
It doesn't matter. It's just to see when you go in the combat. There you go, a 7. So I'm gonna have you go before the other person who rolled a 7, just to be nice on turn 1. Okay. So David is up first.
Okay. I move up into the light.
Oh, thank you.
I see them more. I say, Power Rangers here? And I put my gun away and I hold my hands up. If you're here, that means trouble's not far behind. And I'll start looking around into the jungle.
Okay, well
Let's
that was probably
run
more than
assessment.
10 seconds, so I think we're gonna
That's
say
my whole turn.
That's
Yeah,
your whole
that's
turn.
fine. Yeah.
Remember, you can talk as a free action, but
Yeah, but
like,
I don't have any
game
action. to
turn
do this
is
thing.
10 seconds, so you can't do too much talking.
Okay.
All right, Gary is up.
No. Fun. So, what the hell is happening? I'm just here to look at plants, damn it. Gary's just gonna get a bit closer, I guess.
Okay.
Oh! And then he sees giant, cat guy.
Yes, giant cat guy. All right.
Huh.
So, this ranger here, who is wearing dark red, is going to step forward, and he is going to take a swing with a... He was holding just a bit of metal, but now it's glowing red, and even from here, Bunker, you can feel that it's very, very hot. And so I have the wrong ranger pulled up, so that's probably not going to work. There we go. Okay. All right. And Bonker, what is your? It's going to be higher than 21 or lower than 21.
My
Your toughness.
defense.
Yeah, this is a roll
Toughness.
against your toughness, and
Yeah,
there's no
I'm
way it's
17.
21. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
you take a point of fire damage as the sword smacks right, it singes a little bit of your arm. You're probably going to need to ice that later, provided you survive in the first place.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, curiously enough, is going to walk over here, and he seems to still be looking around. It seems like he feels like 4 humans aren't a threat, and he's not at all concerned. All right, Claire.
Okay. I would like to basically run up to this rock and kind of get cover. Okay. And does the help action exist in this rule set?
It does. You can lend assistance.
Okay.
But it has to be something that you can reasonably lend assistance with, and you have to have at least 1 skill point in the skill that you'd like to assist.
Okay. Let me give a quick think. I would like okay. I think this can work. To shout at Bonker that I just saw got hit. I'd basically like to yell out, like, watch out! There's another one behind him. And just to try to give him like help seeing the field. Huh?
What skill are you trying to
Would that be
assist
alertness?
I guess I'm trying to assist with alertness.
All right.
So, like, okay.
If Bonker decides to take an alertness check,
Okay.
I'll say that
sorry.
you've alerted him to the possibility of more threats.
Okay. No. Okay. Sorry. That's I'm thinking D&D rules instead of these rules. Okay. So I guess I'm trying to what I would want to do is give help with might.
From here, you probably can't.
But from here, I can't. Okay. Well,
all right.
Okay.
Bonker, you are up. You are the only person
right.
here who is actually a Power Ranger, so if you want to, you can take an action to morph.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Well then I will do that. I will morph.
You gotta say it, man.
Alright. It's morphin' time.
And? Animal name.
The end.
Animal name.
Anaconda.
There you go.
Anaconda.
Alright, so everyone watches as a protective suit of what looks like spandex, but is actually a very complicated, very high-tech nanomaterial. Thank you, Dr. K. Forms around the guy who was just standing there, and a nice, shiny, plasticky-looking helmet that vaguely reminds you of a snake forms around his head as if out of nowhere. And now, instead of just some guy there, there's a Red Ranger.
Uh-oh.
Who may also take a move action if he chooses.
Alright. I can get... Well, the guy I want to fight is pretty much right next to me, so can I attack him, or...?
Nope, you already used that action, sorry.
Okay, it's 1. Alrighty, cool. Well,
All right.
I will back away from him then. 1 space.
All right.
However many.
I mean, it's up to you. There are no attacks of opportunity in this game. However, space that is adjacent to a enemy, or within their reach, basically, is double movement to leave. So it takes 10 feet of movement to back away 5 feet. But then from there, you have the rest of your movement.
Okay, and how much movement do I have? Where's that on my character
That's
sheet?
under bio and info, because unfortunately the Roll20 character sheets just don't have that info. I don't have a spot for it.
But, let's see here.
But you probably have at
Bio
least
and-
25.
Where's my bio and info at? Is that not on my character sheet?
It's not. It's the other tab to the left of the character sheet.
Oh, okay. 40 feet.
Okay.
Cool.
So that does mean, though, that it will be reduced essentially to 30 because you have to leave a space adjacent to a target or an enemy.
Yeah, okay. I will, Oh, I can move closer to this other guy who thinks he's too good for us.
Okay.
Is that a cat? I thought it was a bear.
That's a good question.
I guess I'll find out. Let's see. So I can move. How much is each space? How many feet is that?
5.
Like 10?
5 for each square.
5. Okay, so I can move 6 squares, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Unless you start moving directly up, in which case every time you will be leaving a square adjacent to an enemy.
Yeah. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
That's enough movement. Oh,
Alright.
Oh, because I'm right next to him, so that would suck up my movement anyway.
Actually, it would have sucked up your movement here. You couldn't have gotten any farther than this.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
It's for entering.
one of the other rangers, this one with a skirt and a bronze-colored accents. Actually, I'll zoom in so you can. Well, you guys can zoom in. I'll zoom in so everyone else can take a look at. You saw them in the opening credits if you were here for that, but yeah, that's them. All right. She decides that she's going to start approaching the other guys, and she hustles up to here, which does take up her whole movement, but the blue one decides to go to here, and then that's all. Actually, no, you know what? He's going to hustle too. He's going to get up to here. Okay. David, there is now a Power Ranger with a very large weapon that has just hustled his way over to you guys and is probably not very happy about something.
So he looks like he's in attack mode.
Yes.
He's got a martial arts posture or some kind of something.
He's literally running at you with a double-headed sword swinging it at you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
It's time to wrestle. How do I do that?
So basically, no one ever grapples, so I don't remember how. So we're gonna double check that real quick. I'm pretty sure I remember, but we're still gonna double check because you know what? This is my 5th ever session in this game system. I think is that right, Maddie? You've been there for all of
we
them.
did 4 in the playtest.
Okay.
Wrestling.
I'm a wrestling.
Wrestle. Do some WWE moves.
Okay.
Maybe.
Just type in grapple. How do you do? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, that just tells me I haven't. It's not the rule.
I'm really hoping it's might since I put points in that.
Do you want to do like D&D contested athletics?
Works for me.
That might end up being what we do.
Okay. I put points in might, hoping that was grapple, and athletics, hoping that was grapple.
Yeah, so let's see. Actually found the rules. Okay, so as a standard action, you can attempt an athletics, brawn, or finesse skill versus the grappler. Oh, versus. Yeah, okay. So then let's see. Okay, so you take a might check, and you take it against their evasion, which is our navy blue ranger here. So let me make sure I have that character sheet up so I know what the evasion is. Okay.
All right, so it's going to be 1d20 plus the skill, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to roll now. Yay, it's terrible.
Yeah, you did not exceed the evasion check, so you have now used up your action.
I imagine I went to grab at their legs for a judo move, and my face just kind of falls into the dirt.
You hear a little chuckle coming from inside that helmet.
Dirt.
I spit out a clob of like grass.
All right, Gary, you are currently on your own, facing off against a somewhat menacing figure who has double hook swords and
Oh, fun.
seems reasonably intent on using them against you.
Did Gary at least see David go into the grass?
Can you
Just
see his
face
token?
first. I think I can, yeah.
Then yeah, you probably know about it.
That's an endangered species, damn it!
Okay, what do you want to do?
He's just gonna kind of like put his hands up and say, "Hey, we don't have to get violent, right?"
Okay, that does not seem to have been very convincing. So
I'm just a college student, damn it. Or god dang it.
All right.
Gotta be
So
this
guy's
real
gonna
Power Rangers.
hit back up
Yay.
here, and he is going to once again try to hit Bonker here. All right, and what is your toughness? Morphed? Because remember, you should have hit the morph button, so your toughness should be higher.
Yeah, 17. Actually, wouldn't my toughness be lower when I was hit the first time because I wasn't morphed yet?
Yeah, but
I
I
just
still
thought
rolled a
of that.
21.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would have been lower.
whatever. So yeah, it's 17.
Okay, well, that in fact is a miss, and it whiffs, and you are able to just you still feel it, a wave of heat, even morphed. It's less intense, but it's still rather intimidating.
Yeah, that's menacing, alright.
All right, this guy
Serious foe.
looks over and seems to be annoyed by the existence of a Power Ranger. He does not a fan. So let's see. Bunker, what is your evasion?
13.
All right, well, he decides to try and snatch at you with a robot arm that he has in place of a left arm. And
Ooh.
he does not succeed. He misses you because you managed to just barely escape. So there you go.
Dang right.
All right, Claire,
Okie dokie.
hold that thought because something just dropped out of the tree right next to you, and it's a Southern Mariki. And it has blue glowing eyes, and it hands you some small object.
Thank you so much. I don't have anything to give you.
It actually gives you a somewhat annoyed look and then turns away. And as you grab that thing, this is basically going to be your movement action, by the way, right now.
Okay, cool.
There's a little wristwatch looking thing, and it has the word Spectacled Bear on it. And you know enough about Power Rangers. You're pretty sure you just get handed a morpher.
It's morphin' time. Spectacled Bear!
There you go. Now, Claire is very surprised to feel the protective armor coming around her, a bear helmet, and because I'm being generous, a very large, comically large almost, hammer appears right in the air for you to grab as a free action.
Okay, I grab it. Do I still have an attack this turn?
You absolutely do. Oh, actually,
And
no,
just-
you don't. Sorry, because you just said it's morphin time. Darn
Wait,
it.
no, because I thought...
It's a standard action to morph.
Oh, okay, so I can't attack. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I have too many rule sets in my head. I thought I got
Nah, I
through
know.
3 things.
Yeah, there's a lot of rule sets out there. All right, Bonker.
Okay, I am going to... Can I hit the guy that's diagonal, the big guy?
Got to summon your power staff, but yeah,
Okay, is that a standard action?
you can
So I
take that in
still
place of
can't
your move.
Okay, cool. Well, then I summon my power staff,
All right,
and it looks really cool when I do so.
we'll zoom in to get everyone to see the staff. All right,
Yeah.
so a red staff with some leather wrapping in the middle and 2 ends tipped in some metallic sheen appears in the air before you, and you grab it with both hands. Now what?
Oh, can I hit that guy?
Absolutely, you could hit either of them. Which one would
Diagonal.
you prefer to hit?
The biggest guy.
Okay.
I bonk the crap out of him with my stick.
You attempt to bonk the crap out of him.
Yes. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
So I roll a might check.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And that pops up in this other window. It's confusing me. Let's see.
You got it.
I don't think I gain an edge to anything,
Nope.
do
No
I?
edge.
Cool.
You miss.
Ah.
Well, so you don't actually
21?
miss. You don't actually miss. Your staff clangs off of this guy's armor like about mid waist level, and it does nothing.
Okay,
No-
that's humbling.
No damage is taken. He does not care. Okay.
Instead of going, look, it went boing.
So how big is this guy?
Oh, he's about 8 feet tall. He's got a
okay.
bionic blue eye, a eye that's red and glowing. You can't necessarily tell if it's bionic, but it's weird. He's got a long tail. His skin isn't actually furry, even though he kind of looks like some kind of weird cross between a cat and a bear. His left arm is a robot arm, and he has a very, very big sword in the other hand.
At least I know he's compensating for something.
Possibly.
Look, I need to tell myself whatever I have to get over that. Boing.
All right.
Alright, and I guess that's my turn?
That is. Okay. So, this Yellow Ranger here picks up her... Well, it's just pick up, but she raises her hook swords. And then I find the right character sheet. And I try to roll for an attack. Oh, I added her weapon in for some reason. I'll do it later. Not a big deal. It's just going to be a might check. All right, Gary, what is your unmorphed toughness?
13?
All right, well, she slashes you across the chest, and now you have an open wound there for 1 damage.
Ow. Oh, that's gonna smart.
All right. The guy with the double sword, seeming somewhat surprised to see a Power Ranger in front of him, turns his attention from David over to Claire. And
Yeah.
he slashes...
Don't you turn your back on me.
He slashes his double sword, which I will find eventually. Don't trust me. There it is. All right. There we
Ha!
go.
That misses me.
What is your toughness?
My toughness morphed is a 14.
Awesome. So as he swings the sword, it actually connects with your torso and sparks fly off, but you don't feel any pain. You seem to be just fine, and even your suit isn't singed or scratched or anything. It's very
I would
nice.
like to point out that I have not stopped screaming since I morphed.
Okay.
So I'm just like, ah, ah!
David, as you're preparing to take your next action, the same thing that happened to our Blue Ranger happens to you, actually. The monkey turns, sees you, and then hands you a small object. On it is written Black Cayman.
It's morphin' time. Black Cayman! And I transform.
All right. As you do, 2 size appear right in front of your hands that you can opt to grab if you want. And a protective suit forms around you, the Cayman-like helmet, the whole 9 yards. And
Leave her alone.
there you go. All right. As after he's handed that to you, he runs over to Gary, who also gets the same thing, except this time the word River Dolphin is written, or words, I suppose, is written right there.
Huh. Guess it's morphin' time. River Dolphin.
All right. So, we now have a full team of Rangers, but it is back for the Crimson Ranger, who is going to attack Bonker, because he is kind of annoyed at Bonker. All right. Let's see. Yep, right guy.
He's mad that I ignored him.
Yeah, basically. But with only a 10, I'm rolling terribly, guys. He is not going to hit. This guy does, however, seem a little annoyed that there's a whole bunch of rangers, and so he decides that he is going to glare over at David, and then out of his blue bionic eye, a stream of energy just shoots out. Because, eye beam laser. Or eye laser beam? Eye laser beam? I don't know. Eye beam laser? You guys tell me. I don't really know.
I don't know. He has his eye on him though.
Eye laser beam.
His eyes are laser babes.
All right. So this is a targeting. All right. What is your evasion there, David?
I'm trying to find it. 14.
That's lower than 23.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
So you're taking 2 energy damage.
Yay. Just electricity across my soup.
Yeah.
There's definitely sparks. We know that for sure.
Sparks.
All right. Claire.
Okay. How is everybody looking health-wise?
David's not doing too great. He took
The-
that, and there's now like a little glowy burn spot on his suit, which, remember, yours wasn't even scratched by a sword.
The glass
Okay.
for my mask, the visor, it's just parts that are missing and lopped off.
Yeah, it's not great.
Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah.
I was just looking at the rules that's a science roll, but I don't know what the difficulty is.
What are you trying to do with it?
I would like to patch him up and perhaps heal him.
Let's see. So I don't think you can just simply heal him right now.
Okay.
Just a medicine check.
I can't do that in combat. That's an outside of combat thing.
Not only is it an outside of combat thing, it's usually something that's going to take longer than you reasonably could with just a check. That's going to be a repeated check.
Okay.
It's not
then
super easy to
never
regain
mind.
health in this game.
Which is a shame because there's not a lot of it to go around.
True. But then again,
Um,
attacks do low amounts of damage too. So
That's true.
There,
Okay, well then, still screaming, I'm just gonna wildly swing my hammer at the ranger in front of me.
okay.
Ah! That's
Yes.
what's happening right now.
All right.
Okay, Smith. I'm clicking all the buttons.
Should all be those.
Oh,
Oh no! My
Oh, no!
goodness.
So I swing wildly and miss wildly
All right,
as
guys.
I am yelling.
Here is the thing, though. You guys do now have an extra story point, and you guys have 5 story points right now. So if you guys need reminders as to what story points can do, which I'm actually going to read out for the chat because it is a relatively new system. So characters may spend story points to reroll any die result of a 1. They can use a story point to roll a skill as if specialized. Use a story point to add +5 to any one defense. Must be spent before the dice are rolled. 1 story point to gain temporary access to a minor piece of equipment or tool useful in the scene. And there are some points that are some perks that require story points to power them. And you may spend 1 story point per team member to cause a, quote, grid power bloom, which generates 1d2 personal power for each team member. Personal power is another thing that you use to power some of your various abilities. So,
Okay. What I would actually really like to do... So on my turn, I can attack and move?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I would like to move away, and my speed should be 30.
Okay. And do you remember
So-
leaving the square adjacent to an enemy? It's double move to do that. So you actually end up only having 20 if you go directly away from him. If you want to go diagonal
so what
there,
if I go...
if you go
I'm
diagonal
happy
there, it'll
this
be
distance?
So the first diagonal one there will be leaving a space adjacent to him, so that'll be 10 feet. The next one will
Okay.
be 20 feet. So you can only get to here,
So okay.
here, or here if you go that way.
Okay. So sorry, we're just gonna select and move. Okay, so that is I've used 10 of
10.
my movement.
hmm
Okay.
Any move from here
And
will
if I
also
go-
be 10.
That's 10. So now I have another 10 feet.
Yep.
Because I have 30 feet. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm gonna go 5, 10.
Okay.
Can I swap out my weapons, my hammer for my pistol?
You can.
I can't. Okay, so I do that. I like drop, like I just drop the hammer and I like discover that I have a pistol and I pull that out.
For some reason, you seem to already know that you have a pistol, and you're not sure why you know that, but you do.
Yeah.
All right, Bonker, you are up.
Okay, I am going to bonk the crap out of this wannabe Red Ranger next to me.
Okay. He will certainly be easier to bonk. All right.
Nice.
I'm very confident, but I'm going to double check. That is above his toughness. Yes, that's definitely above his toughness. Well, I say definitely above. What I actually mean is it matches his toughness.
Oh, okay.
Oof.
This might be a worthy foe.
Ooh.
At last, a worthy foe.
Yeah. So, how much damage does your staff deal?
It's 1 blunt.
All right. So, the Crimson Ranger takes 1 hit point of damage. And then
Ooh.
this Bronze Ranger decides that she's going to once again try to slash at good old Gary here. But yeah, she definitely misses a whole lot.
Whoa, careful there with those. I don't want to get cut anymore.
All right. And then the Navy Ranger is going to do something similar with David. He's going to use his little double-ended sword thingy here. All right. What is your toughness, David?
16.
All right. Well, this actually cuts into you, and the sparks fly away, and you demorph, and you are now on the ground, unconscious, unmorphed, with 1 health.
Can I say one thing before I go unconscious?
Yes.
I would like reach out for that evil ranger, and I say, "Rangers never give up," and then I go unconscious.
Okay. All right. So we are going to go. Well, that's David's turn right there. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Right after we have our first ranger defeated, unconscious, out of the fight, we are going to take a quick break for about 5-ish minutes. I have a intermission video ready to go, and we will be back, guys. There's a whole lot more to come. All right, we are back from our quick break. I got myself something nice and cold to drink because, look, it's 90 degrees of freedom units outside, and I have my air conditioner off so that it doesn't make too much noise.
Yeah, put some ice in your pockets. That's my
I
recommendation.
think I beat you.
Really?
Or earlier today. No, okay, it's only 97 degrees. 87 degrees of freedom, but
Okay.
it was 94 earlier today.
Well, earlier today it was also warmer here too, so I don't know.
Okay, so I have something.
Fine.
I have something worse than that, Pepper.
Okay.
How about like 21 degrees of freedom when waking up in the morning and having to get dressed?
No,
In
that's
a tent.
unacceptable.
Exactly.
Unacceptable.
tent.
However, it is, in fact,
In a
Gary's turn. Gary, you saw David go down and just, yeah. And you're also yourself injured from Bronze Lady with her hook swords.
tent. You know, not as bad as that party I went to last year. Honestly,
Okay.
that was a mess. You know what? Do I have a weapon at least?
Get a power bow.
Oh, good. Let me just.
You got the one weapon that I just lifted directly from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I hate you.
Well, to be fair, you did choose to play as our White Ranger using the pink rules because of the bows and all the ranged options that you get.
True.
Yeah, I just want to point out that the river dolphin it is also called a pink dolphin, isn't it?
Oh, I'm aware. There's a
So-
reason that there's pink highlights associated with Gary.
So if you wanted to have like a leveled up form later where you're like go full pink, like
No. It's White Ranger.
okay.
So he's just gonna kind of back up a little bit.
Okay. Go ahead.
I believe it's 10 to back up the first
Yep.
5 feet, and then I can get the full 20. Dude. Let's see. Where's David here?
He's right here.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the guy that took him down.
All right.
Dark blue there.
Got it.
Hey, eat this! Radical, I know. What am I rolling for my bow? Because I don't have it in my weapons.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad. That would be targeting.
Cool.
Thought I put it in there. Oh well.
Hold on, let me do something real swifty. There we go. Let's get that joke out of the way.
Ha. All right. Well,
Hashtag
that's
nice.
a 13. I don't think that hits, but maybe it does. It does not.
F.
Yeah. So you do in fact miss the. Your shot is where he should have been, but he wasn't there by the time the shot actually got there because he dodged right out of the way. Actually, kind of impressive. But interestingly enough, you realize that without even thinking about it, you didn't think to like reach for an arrow or anything. You just drew the bow with intent, and what shot out was a little beam of some kind of, you're not sure what, but it glowed.
Huh.
It
Really
also
should've kept taking
dissipated.
those archery classes, though.
It also dissipated very shortly after it would have hit the Navy Blue Ranger there. All right, so this Red Ranger is going to once again try to get the best of Bonker. I can pull up his character sheet. Got a lot of characters.
Yeah.
All right, I believe a 23 is higher than your actual toughness.
Yes.
All right,
Which
and
is
it's
17.
and it's a critical. So 2 points of damage get knocked off of you right there.
Oh dang. What am I at?
Okay.
1? Wait, didn't
Uh,
I take 1 before the first time he hit me?
You did, yeah. You should be at 1.
Yeah, I'm at 1 health.
Okay.
Oof.
This big gold cat guy snarls something, and he stomps off. He doesn't actually care about the fight very much.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right. Jungle Beast Blue, Claire, you are
Hey.
up.
Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna yell at the navy blue ranger. Hey, you big meanie! Leave him alone! And then fire my pistol at him.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't just click on it. Can I?
You should be able to click on the name of the weapon.
Am I somehow in edit mode? No. Okay. I'll just do targeting.
Yes.
Okay. 12? This is not going to hit blue, right?
Let's see. I don't actually know. No, it's not.
No. Okay. So I shoot it and it kicks back just a little bit and I scream and kind of twitch and it makes the shot go way wild.
All right. He turns and laughs and says, "Make me." Told him to leave your buddy alone.
I also called him a meanie. A big meanie. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good point. All right. This is true. Bunker, you're up. Bunker,
You're on mute. You're on mute there, Bunker.
Yeah. I'm not muted.
Ah,
Sorry.
my bad.
Alrighty. I will do a power strike against this jabroni next to me. Okay.
Now, remind me, does Power Strike need to be declared before or after the roll?
Let's see.
Oh, it's before.
I can
yeah.
when making any. Oh yeah, if successful.
Yep. So, how much power are you going to put into this?
Oh, I can put both points of power in.
Oh no, I guess.
Can I do a super
added
power
one personal
strike?
power to add a number of bonus points to the damage. Oh no, so it's one, and then you get plus one power damage. Sorry, I thought it was one per, but it's just one flat at the cost of one
Alrighty.
power point. Okay. That is not going to hit. So despite the fact that you put a whole bunch of morphin energy into this, and you swing hard,
Oh.
he lifts up one of his arms, and it just kind of deflects off of a vamp race that he has there. And you don't deal any noticeable damage. So
Does not compute.
Bronze Ranger is somewhat amused at Claire's inability to hit a target. However, that's just going to be used as an excuse for her to let's try and slash at Claire with her what do you call them? Hook swords. There you go. That's the word. I know.
Slashers.
Slashy
Yes.
slashers. However, I'm going to go ahead and say that she drops one of them. Yeah, because that was really bad. So Claire, what did you do? Did you dodge out of the way? Did you knock it out of her hands with your Heimer? What happened?
Okay, so I think what's happened is that I previously said that I just straight up dropped my hammer to the ground. I think the Bronze Ranger didn't see it and she tripped over it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That works for me. All right. Our Blue Ranger going to... Dave is helpless, so he doesn't count. So it's just going to get up there. And then... going to make an attack. But he fails, too. Going excellently. All right. Gary, you are up.
All right. I don't like how close this guy's getting to me. Sir, please please, I know there's no like global pandemic or anything going on, but social distancing.
Yes, by the way, this game world does not have a global pandemic. Why would I want that to be part of the game? That sucks.
So
At least not yet. Anyway,
Hey.
World of Akala asks if Roll20 released a custom rolling thing for the system. Yes, they did. It asks one too many questions for me, and it uses as a question on the roller what could have just been a toggle on the character sheet, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, you targeted blue hit with an 18. That, in fact, does hit. So, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm going to take 1 damage off of him. Alright, so Gary brings back the bow again, and another glowing pink arrow appears in the bow, and he releases, and this time, rather than dodging, it just hits Blue straight in the shoulder. And sparks fly off, but there's a noticeable blast mark there. Alright. Our Crimson Ranger down here with Bonker, from his body language, seems very pleased. He doesn't think that Bonker is going to last all that much longer. And who knows, he might be right. Bonker, you want to increase your toughness or anything?
how do I do that?
Spend a story point.
Oh,
You guys
with a
have
story-
5.
Sorry, I don't see. Is that listed somewhere where I can see?
There's a story
Keep
points
thinking.
thing up at the very top of your character sheet that you could have written a 5 in, but
Okay, Is that temporary? Is that a temporary boost for 1 turn?
it's just for this
Or
one
what?
turn.
Oh, how many story points do we have, by the way?
5. Or it might be about to be 4.
Yeah, I'll definitely. And this is about to be his attack on me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will spend a story point to increase my toughness.
So what is it now, 22?
Well, how much does it go up by?
5.
5. Okay. Yeah, it's 22.
Awesome. Well, you didn't even need it, but either way,
Better safe than sorry.
so this Crimson Ranger swings this glowing hot piece of metal towards you, and while right before it hits you, there's a shimmer of bluish energy, and it just deflects away again as you call on the morphing grid to defend you from what looks like it could be your last point of damage before you fall unconscious. All right, so this guy, right here, he actually shoots his eye laser beam at the ground, and a whole bunch of dirt flies up. Bonker, that's bad. Just letting you know.
That's okay. He's got some sinister intent.
All right, Claire.
Okay. Okay. Do I get a penalty for using my ranged weapon in melee distance?
I'm not aware of one, although you can also just move away from her.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna drag my hammer, and we're gonna move. That's 10, and then we're gonna move to here, and then I'm gonna shoot her,
Okay.
or I'm gonna try to shoot her.
Oh, World of Akala says Vengix 19. Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like it. But no, we're not having the Vengix virus right now. All right, take that shot.
Okay. 23.
All right, that is a critical success. If you would like, you may deal double energy damage.
Yeah, I deal 2 whole energy damage.
All right.
Because last time it kicked back, and so this time I'm like, you know how to use a gun, and so like I grab it and I steady myself and I like properly hold it and I like squeeze the trigger, all that jazz, and I hit her just square in the chest.
Okay.
But I'm still screaming.
There's now a big old scorch mark obscuring what looked like some kind of symbol of a bird that was like etched on there. It looked like almost like it was like acid etched on to her breastplate. But now instead of that, it's just a scorch mark.
Brilliant.
Bonker. If you can deal 2 damage,
Okay, I was just about to ask
you'll
what his
be
health was.
you'll be exceeding. You'll be in the lead again for damage dealt by your team.
Cool. Well, I'll do another power strike.
All right.
Wait, can I use a story point to make that stronger? Or is that necessary? How much health does he have, too?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, that's
but
hidden.
there's
I don't
there's not an easy way for you to just make it go up more. You get a critical
Okay.
hit, it'll be 3.
Alright, well, I'll do a power strike. Let's see here. Boo.
Remember, usually in Power Rangers, it is obligatory for anyone to announce the kind of attack they're doing before they do it in character. I don't know why, but
Oh,
it is
okay.
traditional.
It's like an anime.
Yeah, it is actually a lot like an anime. Which is weird because
Bonking sequence initiated.
Okay. Oh, and that is a 24. That, in fact, is a critical success, and you do, in fact, deal 3 points of damage. At which point, this red guy falls to the ground and disappears in a flash of light. Red light.
Yes. But his skeleton is the last thing to fade away.
Incorrect.
Well, I don't know if he has a skeleton. Never mind.
It's true. You don't even know if that's technically, yeah, you don't actually know if he has a skeleton. He moved like he had a skeleton, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has one. All right, our Bronze Ranger is really kind of tired of blue, so she's going to once again, actually, nope, she has to pick up her sword, and then she's going to come forward, and picking up the sword counted as her action, so.
Okay.
All right. Blue is going to come up over by Gary. And once again, Blue is going to... There he is. Attempt to slash at Gary. He's really not happy with him. And it's a failure anyway. All right, Gary, what are you going to do?
Well,
You probably can't move fast enough to get out of this guy's melee range in a turn.
I'm gonna go bop him upside the head with my bow. Hey, what did I just say about social distancing? That's gonna be might, correct?
Correct. You just want to slap him with something? Then yeah.
Bap.
All right, well, he also disappears in a flash of light after falling backwards. You bapped him with your bow with a critical hit.
You bonked him so good.
All right.
Well, that works, I guess.
Our giant gold kitty once again blasts the ground with a laser beam, except this time some green light emanates up from the hole. Blue?
Sorry. I like try to back up, but I like my back presses into this like stone structure, and I just fire at Bronze Ranger in front of me.
You can get another 5 feet back if you want, and also you can actually even get to here if you want.
Okay. I'm mostly just being dramatic.
Okay. All right, an 11. I don't think that's going to be sufficient.
Okay,
very confident.
I'm scrambling up the little the ruins, and I sort of lose my footing under some loose rocks, and it makes my shot go wild.
All right, Bonker, what you got?
Okay, let's see. I will move. Do I have enough movement to move up next to this bronze lady?
So 5, 10, 15, yeah, it only takes 15 for you to get right to the left of her, or down diagonal 1.
Wait, maybe I can block her off from Claire? Do I have enough?
Yeah, you could also get to here if you wanted to. That would be, that would be 20. No, sorry, it would be 25. Because
Cool.
leaving this square would also be an extra 10. Anyway, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, you can get there, and then you can try to bonk her.
I will do so. Oh,
All right, well,
failed to bonk.
you did fail a bonk. So she's going to try to get you with her swords. Not being terribly... their body language, or her body language being the only one left, has changed, and she's now significantly more concerned about how this is going to go, but I think a 16 misses, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have 17 toughness.
All right, so she slashes at you with both of her swords, and you raise your staff and block both of them expertly at the same time. And this gets a little frustrated groan out of her. All right. Gary.
Gary's just gonna move along. You okay, David? Gary just kind of shakes him a little bit.
David is very unconscious.
Did I get him?
You're fine.
Yeah.
Sure did, buddy. Sorry.
Oh dear.
He's going to be waking up at a Pokemon Center.
Nurse Joy.
That's a good way to wake up.
Some Pokebucks. I'm gonna shoot at the Bronze Ranger.
Okay.
Look out behind you!
Yeah, that's a miss.
There, just goes wide.
Yeah, I'll just tell you, since it really doesn't matter. Bronze has an evasion of 17. You guys are going to have to do a whole lot better to hit her.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. This guy sees that there's this green light, and you don't know what it means, but he just says, "I." Like, sounds just like he's saying the word for eyeball.
Or
And then-
I like a sailor.
Then he jumps into the hole there that was glowing. And so he's over here, but, basically got full cover underneath in the ground. Okay. Blue.
Yeah, I shoot at her. I shoot at Bronze.
Okay, do it.
Gonna do it.
Jungle Blaster.
Jungle Blaster.
Go.
I'm like surprised as I say the words out loud.
Why would I do that?
Why would I do that? And that confusion. Can I use this? I'm using a story point to like if I reroll, do I reroll the d20?
Could if it were a 1.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's silly. I'm just upset now.
Sorry.
But I'm so confused by the fact that
All right.
that I named my weapon involuntarily.
Involuntarily, it just happens.
Yeah, it just happened. Why did I do that?
All right, you're up, Bunker. What do you got? Smitty?
I bonk.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
you did.
I
Yes.
rolled already.
Oh, okay. So that is in fact going to be enough, and in a flash of yellow light, our Bronze Ranger also disappears. Okay.
Yay!
Gary, you are
I
up.
saved the day.
What about the big guy?
You mean the guy that just was way down there and is significantly taller than all of us?
Uh-huh.
The one who
I-
looks like all of our victories meant nothing, and he's going to get exactly what he wanted.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that guy. Yeah, we have a man down, and I don't think we're gonna be able to take him. Also, Red Dude, sup?
All right, well, that's been
Yo.
significantly more than
I
10
mean,
seconds, so I'll
greetings.
let you move, but that's it, Gary.
Gary's just gonna move a little bit further south. That's all he's gonna do.
Okay. All right. Blue.
Yeah, I
Can we do combined attacks at this point?
No,
Like, do we have any? Okay.
you can give assistance, but that's you can't um combine your weapons yet. I think it's at level 2 that you can do that.
Okay, I guess I'll take my 40 feet and 30 feet of movement. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can I, instead of taking an attack myself, can I try to help Gary with targeting?
Describe how you're going to help him with targeting.
Look, there's a hole in his armor at his head. Aim for that.
Well, you guys can't currently see his head, so I'm going to have to go ahead and say that doesn't really help because he's currently in a very big hole in the ground.
Okay.
You could do the math to calculate the trajectory for a ballistic strike.
Ooh, yeah. Can I do that?
Sure, tell you what,
Shoots
yeah.
up into the air and down into the hole.
Go ahead and take a science check.
I
And
would love to take a science check.
it's going to be hard, but if you get a high enough roll, if you get a 17, you're going to be able to give
Okay.
you're going to be able to give Gary advantage on his shot.
Okay. I'm going to put 17 as the difficulty here.
Oh, by the way,
For my
when I say
20
advantage, I of
question.
course mean edge.
Edge, yes, of course. Ah!
Insufficient. You were unable to do the calculus in your head fast enough. You had 10 seconds to calculate a ballistic trajectory, and you failed.
And I needed 20.
All right. So, Bunker.
Okay. Do I know how deep he is in the hole? Is he like?
You're
way
not sure
down
exactly
deep in
how
there?
deep the
Do I
hole
know that?
is, but he does block out a significant amount of the green light, so he's probably not that far down.
5 points each square.
Mhm.
That's 5, 10, 15. And that counts for diagonal too,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, it's very easy,
Okay.
which does technically mean moving diagonally is faster.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move up next to him and bonk him.
All right, you can reach down into there, and he's not very far down.
I do have reach on my staff too. I don't know if that.
Yeah, that
What does that do exactly?
means you can hit people from 10 feet away instead of 5 feet. So instead of being right
Okay.
next up to people, you can be a square away and still hit them.
It's
I probably can't do that for him though, because he's down in a hole.
Well, I mean, it's still vertically he's a good 5 feet under you, so it will help if he decides to
Okay.
lower, blow up more earth. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay. Now let me roll this. And let me initialize bonking sequence. Oof.
Bonking
Awful.
sequence has failed to load.
Error in bonking sequence.
Let's see,
This got
Gary,
blue screened.
you are up. You're gonna have to get closer if you want to take a shot against this guy, because currently you can't really see him well enough.
Can I see it from here?
Sure.
Cool. Hey, you!
He looks up,
Genius.
looks right at you.
Chill!
All right, let me double check his evasion. No, that does not, in fact, hit. He manages to dodge right out of the way of that. He does not care. He swipes the arrow away with his sword, and it bursts into a cloud of pink energy and disappears. It's not
I'm
great.
watching too much. I should stop announcing my attacks if I'm watching too much Dragon Ball.
All right. He jumps out of the hole, saying, "Ay, Morag." And then he, from this distance, let's see, decides to swipe at Bonker, which is a might roll.
Oh, shite. And I can still use a story point to boost my...
Yeah,
Armor,
I'll
can
let
I
you.
not?
Yeah, you could. I mean, technically I rolled it, but whatever, it was quick enough.
Well, look. You rolled it too quick.
True.
So yes, I do that.
Okay, so this sword clangs against that same sheen of grid energy, but even through it, you can feel the impact. It feels like you got punched in the chest.
Oof.
Yeah,
It's gonna be sore in the morning.
yeah, that's not great. All right, Blue.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna move up to the edge. Where can I? Sorry, Oh gosh, because I'm an idiot. I, Maddie, am an idiot and don't understand dynamic lighting. There he is. Never mind. I don't need to move at all. He's within 40 feet of me. I'm gonna pew pew.
All right.
Jeez. Jungle Blaster. I'm ready for it this time.
All right. Let's see if you actually are, though. Oof. Not ready.
Not ready.
No. The gun actually jams and doesn't even fire a bolt.
Ugh.
Luckily, the knowledge of how to clear that jam has entered your brain somehow.
Well, that's weird. I would like to clear the jam in my gun.
All right, that'll be your move action.
Okay.
All right, Bonker.
Okay. How many story points do we have left? 2?
At this point, you should have 3 left. You've used 2.
3. Okay.
Oh, did you
Can I use the?
Yeah, okay.
I use 1. I use 1 each to do armor or whatever a couple times.
Well, you have to do armor in Oh, right. I'm sorry. I thought you were trying to use it now. Never mind. Go ahead.
Can I refill my personal power?
No.
Power strike.
We don't have enough.
Okay. Well, I'll just.
You could
bonk.
use one to use your might skill as if you had expertise, which would allow you to roll the d4 and a d2 and take the higher result.
Oh. Okay, I'll do that. How
Right.
do I do that?
When it says with expertise, go from no to yes.
Okay, cool. Wait. Using specialization?
Yeah, sorry, specialization. I got the phrase wrong. Sorry, guys. I'm still new to this game. Specialization.
Yeah, me too. Edge, snag, or normal? Wait, is
Normal.
it edge?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, God.
Well, it doesn't help much when you roll a 2 on the d20.
It doesn't.
Oof.
There's only so much you can do with that. All right, Gary.
Well, shooting it hasn't worked thus far. I could try it again, though.
You absolutely could. I do like the difficulty, though.
I feel like that a little bit wide.
Oh,
Okay. So, this guy seems pretty pleased with himself, and he really is unconcerned about rangers, but he's still going to come up here, and he's going to try and hit Claire with that sword that's almost as tall as she is.
I'm so sorry I shot at you. My gun jammed. I didn't
No.
even hit you.
Well,
Wait,
I-
she could use a story point for defense too, right?
Oh, it's not guys. My my toughness is 14.
yeah, but when the
Okay.
DM rolls a 10, you know what happens? You manage
Oh
to
my
make
god,
it.
he misses.
He roars in rage because as he slams against you, you raise your hammer just in time, and his sword clangs against the hilt of your hammer. And you would think that would, 1, be bad for the hammer, and 2, send ridiculous shockwaves through you, but for some reason, these power weapons, not too much of a problem. Your palms don't even hurt, which, by the way, if you ever fought with like a big heavy weapon, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
All right. But hey, you're up. You could swing back if you want.
Yeah, you know what? I'll swing at him with my hammer.
All right.
I'm feeling lucky with my hammer.
Wait, before you do that,
Uh-huh.
could you lend assistance to me on my attack since we're pretty close by? Or am I too far away?
Nope, you're close enough. She could opt.
I don't know what I would do to do that because so far none of my ideas have worked.
You could just be a
Okay,
distraction to him.
Okay,
When I
I'll distract
go
him.
to swing my staff, you hit the back of my staff with your hammer, making it hit even harder.
No,
You're
I'm
too
being,
far away for that.
I'm
Okay.
being very distracting. My scream has gone up an octave,
Will that be performance
and it's hurting his
No,
little
it's
ears.
fine.
or deception?
It's fine.
Okay.
Just gonna allow it to happen.
It's definitely not deception.
All right, Bonker, you now have edge on a might check against this big cat bear guy, who, by the way, has a little wispy beard. Not wispy, actually. It's very short and like carefully trimmed right at the bottom of his chin. A little beard. It's a fun fact about him.
Okay. So when I say that I'm gonna initialize bonking sequence, he says, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin."
All right. Now make sure you roll this with a edge, and you still do have the option of using specialization if you spend a story point.
Okay, I'll do that because these are desperate times.
Well,
If
those-
the team is cool with it, unless you guys want to save a story point for something.
I'm
We all
not sure
share
what we'd
story
be
points,
saving it
right?
for.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the question: is what would you be saving it for?
Okay, so with specialization and with edge. Ugh.
Yikes!
We cannot.
You rolled a 9 and a 2. Ouch.
Owie.
Dude,
Alright,
I
well,
could
that,
count that high.
Wow,
touche.
and on your skill die, you rolled a 1, a 2, and a 2. That's rough, buddy. Oh
I'm gonna-
man. All right,
we're gonna have to
Gary.
spec into die rolling.
Yeah.
Gary.
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 Yeah, y'all should still have personal power for power strikes. I don't know if that works with ranged.
I'll get right on that.
Well, let's try this again for time's charm, right? Absolutely not!
All right.
I don't like Roll20.
This guy laughs at you, and he decides that he's going to shoot an eye laser at
No, it's
Gary.
melee.
Ah! Oh wait, sorry, I said her scream went up an octave.
What's your evasion there, Gary?
I think higher than that?
Probably. But what is it?
Much higher than that.
What is it?
16.
Yeah. All right, Claire,
Okay,
bonk this
I
guy.
would like to. Yeah, I'm a bonk him. I'm a bonk him. Let's do it.
Bonk. 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 Bonk.
I like the
bonk.
way you think.
I like the way you bonk.
I like the cut of your jib.
I like the jib of your cut.
14.
No, that just clangs right off of his little robot arm, and you didn't even leave a dent in it.
Why are you so strong? Okay.
All right, Bonker, you're up.
I will bonk him.
Okay.
I think my options are somewhat limited.
Yes.
All right. I rolled a 15.
That's a miss. That does not happen.
Yeah, he's
It,
probably got like
once again,
25 or
just
some shit.
like bounces right off of his armor. It's not 25.
I don't know what it is.
It's
I'm
20,
guessing.
It's 23.
Okay.
We don't need to know that.
I don't actually care that much. It doesn't make a difference to you guys, so there's
Well,
very little point in me keeping it secret.
Okay.
He's so indifferent that he just like yells it out in like disgust with our weakness.
My toughness is a 20. No, he doesn't say that. Gary, you're up. Come on, man. Do something. Hit him.
Well, I'm gonna volley then. That's personal power, and I effectively just attack twice with the bow.
Cool.
Nice.
We'll do better
Ooh.
next time. That you did technically do better, but each time he manages to get away from it. So one time it whizzes by his head and he just jerks his head out of the way, and then the next one comes up and he bats it away with his sword. For such a tall guy, he's extremely agile, apparently.
I greatly regret not stopping my archery classes right now.
Yeah, he's gonna swing his gigantic sword right at Bonker.
No. I fear no evil.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Are you sure
I
about
spoke too
that?
soon.
Bonker, you
Yes,
take 3
I go down
points of
bravely.
damage.
That's more than 1, which is what I got.
Right.
Join me in Power Ranger
Fortunately,
Heaven.
it just means that you're unconscious and demorphed. At this point, the conscious Rangers hear some kind of wind, and as you glance up, it looks like there's a tornado forming right over the stone structure, which seems alarming, especially since there aren't a lot of tornadoes around here. This isn't exactly Oklahoma,
One of those classic jungle tornadoes.
right? But in it, you then see that there's green lightning, and out of it,
Oh,
a green snake with rainbow-colored wings flies out and grabs our big gold cat guy. At which point, there's a large explosion, is what it seems like, and you notice that his little robot hand releases, and a number of small, sort of marble-sized crystals go flying off. And then once they get to where the peak of their arcs would be, instead of actually just arcing back to the ground, they fly off in a whole bunch of different directions.
like the Dragon Balls.
Kinda, yeah. At which point, our kitty cat uses his movement to get as far back as possible. He's not happy about this.
Okay.
All right, that was. All right, Blue.
Okay. Is it reasonable that I, as a person who lives in a world where Power Rangers exist, that I know that they have the ability to teleport?
Yeah, you definitely know the Rangers can teleport, or at least some of them can.
Okay. Do I know that I have the ability to teleport?
You do.
Okay. I'm going to look at Gary and yell, I think we should get out of here. Hit the red guy's teleporter and I'll get
Black guy.
black guy. Yeah,
Yep.
David. I'll get David.
Racist.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
So what I'm gonna do?
Is that your friend? You're calling him your friend Black Guy?
These guys. Well, actually, yeah, you don't know that.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so I can get back to his name. Your name is David, right?
Mhm.
In character.
Yeah,
Okay.
wait, did we even have introductions?
I mean, I gave
We
you.
were on a boat. I talked to you for hours.
Yes, we mentioned our names together. Yeah, I'm David.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
right, Black Guy.
So, I would like to try to transport both myself and David to the command center.
Which you actually, surprisingly enough, realize exists just as you need to know about it.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. It's actually canonically established that Ranger powers do get inside your brain and tell you how to use the powers. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's
well,
actually
I
also a
kind
little
of figured
disturbing.
because my brain
narratively
told me how to
useful.
use my hammer and the gun, and I was like, well, I didn't know how to use these 10 minutes ago. So that's what I would like to do. I would like to get out of here, please.
Awesome. Okay, we get to Gary. Gary, are you going to do the same thing?
Yes.
All right, so we'll just say that it all happened simultaneously. So you guys all teleport roughly simultaneously, and you appear in a room that is... So on one side of it, there are 4 server-looking things, or just big boxes that are making sort of computery noises. That's pretty normal. There's a little raised platform in the middle on which there are 6 consoles. You teleport in on a round platform, and each of you is on your own little circle tied to the color, but there's a 6th green circle that is currently And actually, there's also a sixth. There's a fifth and sixth circle. One is yellow, one is green. Neither one of which is occupied. And at the opposite corner, across the room from you. Oh, sorry. So across the room from you, not the opposite corner diagonally, but like to your left. There's a big hologram head floating around.
I scream again.
All right.
Sorry for everybody's ears.
By the way, I'm going to
That's
say
fine.
that Bonker, since we're now in a new scene, Bonker and David, you can be conscious.
I was about to
Okay.
say, if I can do some first aid, I will. That is my first
Yeah,
priority.
you can tend
once
to
I am
them.
not terrified.
Oh, that hurts! Stop!
Uh,
Stop!
Since I'm a robot, would that be a technology check for me?
Well, that's a
Heal
good
me.
point. Actually, when you get to Bunker, you realize that he's actually not a human.
Oh,
Yeah. So you're
Well, that's
checking him
nifty.
over, and just under his hairline, there's actually a little tattoo-looking thing that says Hartford Robotics.
very cool. I do have decent technology too, so I can.
All right. Actually, take a technology check.
Okay. Go, just a 10.
The 10 actually tells you that Hartford Robotics is a company run by a sort of tech millionaire who got a lot of money in the AI and robotics business. And
Okay.
but his models are not normally what you would consider Ranger material most of the time, at least that you're aware of. All right. So you guys are now awake, and the head turns to you and says, "Greetings, Rangers. For those who don't know me, I'm Zelkar. This is the monitoring center. And well, I don't know if I would have normally chosen each of you to be Rangers. I was just beginning a search. However, it looks like there was an interruption in my plans."
We kind of booked it because 2 of us were down, including the only one that seemed to know what he was doing. But there was a big cat bear guy and a tornado and these zooming around blue ball things, and it all seemed very bad, but we needed help.
Don't stress. Don't forget to mention all the Smash Flora.
Yes,
There
I'm
was a
sure.
lot of disturbance of the local ecosystem as well, which I find very
Yes.
concerning.
I too find that concerning. And then we're actually going to cut it off there. We're going to get more exposition when we have our next episode.
Oh,
Yeah. So, Zelkar is going to tell you more about who he is, where you guys are, and what just happened when we come back in 2 weeks' time. So that everybody is going to be on the 4th of May. So on Star Wars Day, we're going to play Power Rangers. So,
Star Ranger.
We started out on 420, so and then we're gonna go to Star Wars Day for our next game. It's gonna be very great.
Yes.
So thank you guys very much. Do you have any last words for our audience before we get out of here?
stay tuned. Same Power Rangers channel, same Power Rangers time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you're
More phenomenal.
More phenomenal. It's a good one.
More phenomenal.
if you're bored next Wednesday and want to see about half of us play in D&D and understand why we
Yeah.
mix up systems so much, check out Cheshire Vic's channel, Guns, Magic, and Steel.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and that has me, TD Lane, and Fatty, who is playing Claire, and TD is playing Gary. Or I was going to include Claire, but Claire isn't in that game. All right.
Yeah.
And also, looks like World of Akala noticed an Easter egg. So feel free to tell people about it, because I'm not going to. It's just going to be there. All right, guys. Thank you very
Will you
much.
tell us about it?
Oh.
Rude.
Fine.
Later.